Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am AdwitaNikam and today we are going to learn about nutrition in plants, unlocking the secrets of plant nutrition. First, we'll see what is nutrition. Nutrition is the process by which living things take in their food and use it for their growth and development, which means the process of obtaining and utilizing food for growth and development is nutrition. The components in the food that provide us nutrition and help in our growth are called nutrients. Nutrients are like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, etc. There are many ways by which different organisms can obtain food. But the two main ways or modes of getting nutrition are autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Now we will study the first, which is autotrophic nutrition. Auto, which means self, and trophic, which means food. Organisms which have the ability to synthesize their own food are called autotrophs, or the plants who make their own food are called autotrophs. This process is known as autotrophic nutrition. Most green plants and cyanobacteria belong to the category of autotrophs, which means they make their food with the help of chlorophyll and the light energy from the sun using carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil. This is called photosynthesis. It is a process by which, as I told you, the plant uses the energy from the sun to make its own food. In this, it involves complex processes like chemical reactions that change raw materials like carbon dioxide and water into food product called glucose. This glucose is also the simplest sugar. Now let us look at the reaction for photosynthesis, which is C6H12O6, which means 6 components of carbon dioxide, 12 components of hydrogen, and 6 components of oxygen. We'll now see photosynthesis in detail. Sun is the main source of energy for the photosynthesis, and leaves are the major sites where photosynthesis take place. These leaves have some special organelles called chloroplast, which contains the green pigment called chlorophyll, which makes the plants green in color. This and then how you must be thinking, how does carbon dioxide enter the leaves? Leaves have tiny pores called stomata, which are mostly found on underside of leaves. This stomata is singularly pronounced or called as stoma. The gases exchange between plants and atmosphere takes place through this stomata. Root hairs present in the roots of plants absorb the water and minerals from the soil and transport it to different parts of the plant. There are special conducting tubes which carry the water from the root to leaves and other parts of the plant, which are called xylem. Here, in the leaves, carbon dioxide combines with water using stored energy in chloroplasts through chemical reaction and forms or produces glucose, which is C6H12O6. The glucose is then transported through special conducting tubes to different parts of the plant through phloem. Some of this is used immediately, some is stored as starch, and some is converted into more complex substance called cellulose. So this is the structure of stomata. This is stomata open and this is stomata closed. Here we can see the nucleus, the chloroplast, the vacuole, the guard cell, the cell wall, all the parts of cell, and the chloroplasts. Now we will study about the significance of photosynthesis. Why is photosynthesis necessary? First, along with providing food, green plants also help in maintaining oxygen and carbon dioxide balance as they take in carbon dioxide and produce oxygen, which is very necessary for any life on earth. It is the only natural process that captures solar energy and changes it or converts it into chemical energy, and that is photosynthesis. Now we all use fossil fuels. These fossil fuels capture the chemical energy which have been captured by prehistoric plants during the process of photosynthesis. Thus, photosynthesis is very important. And we use many things such as natural fibers, drugs, vitamins, gums, tannins, terpentine, and furniture. These all actually derive from photosynthesis. Glucose, proteins, and fats are produced in plants, which are also made from photosynthesis. Now we'll study about the second mode of nutrition, which is heterotrophic nutrition. Hetero means different and trophic refers to food. The organisms that obtain their food from other organisms are called heterotrophs. And as I told you, this process is known as heterotrophic nutrition. Now here one thing I'd like to mention is all heterotrophs depend directly or indirectly on autotrophs for their food or for their survival. According to heterotrophic nutrition, plants can be classified into 4 types. First, parasitic plants. Second, saprophytic plants. Third, symbiotic plants. And fourth, insectivorous plants. First, we'll study about the first type, which is parasitic plants. These plants get their food from another green plant, which we call host. Parasitic plants suck the sap or the useful thing from the stems of the host plant using special parasitic roots called haustoria. Now I would like to tell you how this works. Haustoria here penetrates into the host tissue and makes connection with the conducting elements of host and draw nourishment. Such mode of nutrition is called parasitic nutrition. Some common examples of parasitic plants are cuscuta, dodder, orbanke, which means broom rapes, and viscum, mistletoe. Now we will study the hosts for all 3 common examples of parasitic plants. First, cuscuta. For cuscuta, alfalfa, clover, potatoes, chrysanthemum, dahlia, and ivy. Hosts for orabank or broom rapes are pea, bean, lentil, tomato, potato, capsicum, lettuce, etc. And hosts for viscum are oak, chestnut, black poplar, and various other fruit trees. So this we see in this picture is viscum or mistletoe, which grows on trees, on the branches of trees high up. Now we will study about saprophytic plants. Saprophytic plants get their food from dead and decaying organic matter. They are usually white in color, although they can have bright and colorful flowers. Some common examples of saprophytes are rhizopus, which is bread mold, mucor, which is pin mold, and yeast, and agaricus, which is mushroom. These plants actually grow on rotting material and suck the nutrients using their tiny hairs. Now we will study about symbiotic plants. There are some plants that develop an association with other plants where both of them are benefited. One plant provides shelter while the other provides nourishment. These plants are called symbiotic plants. Lichens are a good example of symbiotic plants. A lichen is a symbiotic association between algae and fungi. They live in close physical contact with each other. Algae provides food to fungus and fungus provides shelter, water, and minerals to algae. Thus, Both are benefited. Now we will study about the last type, which is insectivorous plants. Some plants feed on insects trapped within the leaves. They are commonly known as insectivorous or carnivorous plants. Actually, these insectivorous plants eat insects trapped within the leaves, as the soil where they grow, it does not have nutrients, especially nitrogen. Thus, they cannot obtain their nutrients from the soil. Thus, they obtain it from insects. Some common examples of insectivorous plants are pitcher plant, sundew, bladderwort, and Venus flytrap. So here in this video we are going to learn about pitcher plant and sundew. Pitcher plant. Pitcher plant has leaves are modified like pitcher or a cup. These pitchers are hollow tubes which are open at the top, which are completely or partially open at the top, and they have a lid, a flap or a hood which closes and opens. They are brightly colored or often secrete nectar. Now we'll study about the sundew. The sundews are named so because their leaves glow like dew in sun. These plants are found on sandy banks and some other mineral soils that are poor in organic nitrogen and phosphorus. The leaves of sundew have tentacles with sticky substance called mucilage. These glands produce some digestive juices or enzymes which are secreted, and they decompose the insects which are trapped. So this was for today. How do you like the video? Like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment. Thanks for watching.